Hey everybody, PTA Cards here. This is another Haliburton Hunt. So, last time we didn't get him, and this time we're going to make sure we get him. And if we don't, I want to be pissed. Because this is Chronicles, and we get everybody in Chronicles. Because Chronicles, if you don't know, it is a lower end set that basically is a smudge podge. I don't know if I said that right, but it's a mix of all the lower end sets that they didn't want to make into their own box set. So, it's the best of the rest, essentially. So, it's mostly rookies. That's kind of the draw to it. But yeah, so almost guaranteed to at least get one Halliburton. So without further ado, let's get into it. So there can be autos in here. Base legacy is the draw on the box. Teal. Oh yeah, there's teal parallels in here. I mean, parallels don't even matter in these. I mean, really, there's a very low chance we get a numbered card. We may get an autograph, but it's going to be somebody who you probably never heard of. So get ready for that. So if that happens. And yeah, so this is really just a celebration that Haliburton made the finals. So that's cool. Congratulations to the Pacers. Good on you. I don't know what really will come of you in the finals, but for now, let's celebrate. So, lots of packs. This is going to be a bit of a long one, at least for just 2 boxes. So, get strapped in, boys. All right, here we go. So, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to. So, the rookies are all going to be in a pile. However, I'm going to have the good rookies in a separate pile. And who's going to determine that? Me. I'm going to determine that. Me. So yeah, anyway. So quickly. So this power here is going to get pretty big. So, all right, we're going to Obi Toppin. Vooch. And I guess base will probably just keep off screen, I guess. Vooch. All right. A teal Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey goes like that pile. And also Haliburton also gets his own pile. So, and Zion. Yeah, I'll do vets. I'll do vets below. So that's how we're going to do it. So good rookies, normal rookies, vets. And base off to the side. So that's how we're going to do it. Because I don't believe we're going to get a numbered card. And look at that. That is our first Ant. So Ant goes in the good pile. So does Tyrese Maxey. So does Ant. Oh, we got a Prism card in here. Just a Chris Paul. That's cool. And a Precious Achua. So, alrighty, we're kind of loading up. This is an Ant run, or Ant hunt. We're doing pretty good. But yeah. That's not what this is. He had his time. He had his chance. All right, we have James Wiseman. We're going to see probably a pretty decent amount of him. We got a Theo Maledon. I don't remember exactly how you say it. Nets KD. Kyle Lowry. Oh, and Anton the XRC. I don't know if it's XRC or XR. I think it's just XR. I don't see a C there. So, yeah, doing pretty good in the Ant department. We can go, honestly, a whole box with that seeing maybe just one. So, pretty good. And of course, every time I want Haliburton, I get Ant. So, maybe, come on. Come on. All right, another Ant. Another Ant. I mean, I'm acting like upset, but I'm just saying, like, come on. That's not who we're after. I mean, yes, we are after him, but not. That's not what the video is about. A Precious and a Denny Advia. Advia's almost earned his way into the good pile. Advia's been playing very well. So, one of those sleepers. All right. Here we go. We have a Okongwu, Donovan Mitch, Kawhi, Chris Middleton, and who is back here? But fuck, I'm not even gonna. Faku doesn't get to be in the pile. Faku sucks. He's a dirty little rat. Hey, look at that. Haliburton right there. Haliburton on the Luminance. So, our first tally. All right. I don't know if one of those is a rookie. Oh, yeah. Patrick Williams is a rookie, too. Sadiq Bey. Oh, look at that. That's a pretty good one to get. Marquis of Ant. All right. Where was I? Okay. So, we are on the board with the Haliburton. That's good. So, got a Flynn. Saban Lee. Goodness. Oh, yeah. Some of these guys I'm just forgetting to put. Forgetting to put in the pile. All right. We got Peyton Pritchard. Ooh. James Wiseman. And quickly. Click on the Eminence, I think that's what it's called. I can just turn it over. I think it says it on the Essentials. That's what it is. On the Essentials. All right. Kind of Moses Brown. Forgot Moses Brown was even in this class. All right, we got another Okongwu hero. A Killian Hayes. Killian Hayes also does not get to be in a pile. And Manuel quickly. So even Poku, I'll let in the pile. It's just send them out. Send them out. Well, Faku, I don't like Faku, and then Killian Hayes. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being mean. All right, we got two obvious. All right, Faku does not get to be in the pile. Oh, we got a Luca on the teal. On the franchise, he no longer plays that. And two in a row. And that is I believe, the normal one. Okay. Teal on top. Yeah, so as you can see, it's mostly rookies. If it's any sort of like shiny card of any kind. All right, Killian. Oh, looks like we have a Crusade. I did see the colors already, so I believe it is Vassell. Because I don't know what other. Oh, it's Carlos. All right, whoops. That's a name. I pulled too many cards up. See, again, I mean, the floor is so low. Or the ceiling is so low with these cards. I mean, it's just oh man, look how that's gonna mess up the pile. But oh well. All right, we have KD. All right, we got another ant. Wow, look at that. Look at the ant counter. Ant counter is going up. All right, cool. Second Haliburton. We have threads of Haliburton. And we have Russell Westbrook. And then another James Wiseman. I don't know why I put Wiseman in the pile. Wiseman was a straight up bust. And for some reason, I don't know. Maybe I feel bad for the guy. Maybe I feel bad for the guy. All right, we got Steph. KP. We got it quickly. Ooh, there we go. Teal Haliburton on the playbook. And a LaMelo Ball. On, you know what? I'm going to honestly, I'm going to leave LaMelo in the normal file. I know. Times have changed. Times have changed. Yeah, I mean, again, there's not really much we're looking for. Just more of see if we complete the set here, I guess. Josh Green, RJ Hampton, also a bust. Aaron Neesmith. Forgot about him. Good on you, Neesmith. for recovering your career and turning it into a very pivotal role player. And collecting. Oh yeah, that card is messing up. Sorry, Kaya. I'm gonna have to move you. You're gonna have to have your own designated area. That card is just not gonna allow for me to stack stuff. Unfortunately. All right. Oh. All right. That's our one Chrome-ish card of the box, and I kind of already see who it is because these cards kind of slide off. So sorry for spoiling. Goodness, it's hard to even keep them from. Yep, they all out on. So is this straight at least? All right. Sort of. All right. So yeah, that's one of the main cards. That's probably going to be the only one of those we get. Maybe we'll get a prism card of some sort. Let's see. All right, we got a James Wiseman. Poku. Yep. Maybe we're going to see Poku at some point. Joel Embiid. Isaac Okoro on a teal. And Steph Curry. So yeah, I mean, as you can see, a lot of repeats. It's a very small section of cards, and they made a bunch of them. So you can buy these right now. You can probably find this for like $30 on eBay. So yeah, I mean, look, it's fun. If you just want to find people, just for the sake of finding people, you don't care about resale value. Maybe you want to fill up a surprise thing or give the kids. This is a good option because you'll get the players, but they will not be worth much. Isaac Okoro on the Hometown Heroes, and Jason Tatum on the marquee. All right, so if a card's gonna be like that, I'm gonna have to take it out. Yeah, the card's too bent. Sorry, you're joining Kyra over there. Stacks are not very straight. All right. All right. So a few more packs in the first box. I mean, it's just gonna be more of the same. What do you want to talk about? I mean, I guess it's just me talking, but really, boy, if I can open this pack. Who do I think is going to win the finals? Probably Thunder. Just being honest. No, this is supposed to be a celebration of the Pacers. And again, good job. That was good job on you. But look, at some point, the the nerds are usually right. People set betting odds. Just, I mean, sheer like win total versus win total. Again, I could be wrong. If I had to guess, I'd probably say Thunder in 5. And you know what? I hope I'm. I don't want to be right. I would rather a surprise happen in this case. But that is my honest feeling about how things are going to go. Look at that Teal Poku. Look at that face. Look at that face. Look at that Poku face. And James Wiseman. The duo. Yeah, I mean, this class is pretty interesting just as far as, yeah, and you got your top dogs and you got a couple. I mean, I guess kind of like any draft class, but boy, I am destroying the track. Every time I try to talk, I'm opening a pack, and it's just a disaster. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying. That pack was sort of open. Completely forgot. Oh yeah, the class. So yeah, again, it's just you got your top dogs and you got your mid fringe all stars and like that, like this guy. And yeah, it's honestly it's not a bad class. I mean, it's got pretty much everything you want. Uh, it's just sometimes the value doesn't even reflect how good players are. It's just a lot of it's hype driven, and also they made so much 2020 product because of the pandemic and everything that yeah, even probably more so than years after, just because well maybe 21. 21 might be the exception because they're kind of gearing up for the same thing. But once 22 came around, they made a bunch, but I would argue they probably didn't make as much. And those prices still aren't really necessarily that good either. So again, you kind of have to have the ultimate guy, and Anthony Edwards and Halliburton, they can be there, but it's really really hard. You kind of got to prove it. And if yeah, stars. And if Halliburton actually pulls this off and pulls up the what massive upset, uh, it'll go pretty far. Yeah, I can't. Those cards can't really put in that pile. It would go pretty far, honestly, and probably the whole class's value just because you have the ultimate guy. And can get there, of course. I mean, he's already been to 2 conference finals, but it's really hard. It's really hard to once a class happens to kind of re-cement that this is like the ultimate guy instead of just like the hype guy. You know, it's hard. So that was box one. So again, not too much a note. We have achieved our goal already. So that was the purpose of this video. We did do that. So the second one is just for good measure. Open box. Let's tear this thing wide open. If I can. There are all the packs. Here are all the packs. Right here. Whoop. Ran in my pile a little bit. That's okay. Separate that a little bit. All right, we are back. Yeah, we're not even gonna bother separating it. We'll just go through all of it at once. I mean, yeah, I think all in all we've done pretty decent as far as Chronicles is concerned. There's really not there's not too much else in here. The only thing we could really want is one of the Chrome cards to be a Haliburton or Ant, and that would probably be. I mean, sizable hit is even a strong word. Just a hit, a decent hit. Let's say that. Yep. Image. Nice. Zeke Bay. Probably the best card so far is the marquee of Ant from earlier. For value's sake, at least. And that may be a $2 card, maybe? Like, it's tough. It's rough. Chronicles, I mean, you see how many of these people we're getting. These are very, very common cards. And if anything, it's probably the most pure, I guess, form of card opening, because going into it, there's not really much to gain other than just the thrill of opening your favorite rookies from that class. And that's I think that set should be out every year. I mean, it just the fact that they skipped on it this year is kind of honestly it's disappointing. It's disappointing, and I know they're losing a license and everything, so they don't want to just have all that stock. And I know like these really don't sell out, and they're not really necessarily good for business. And I listen, I understand. That's all X on to Maxi. I understand that, but all ages need a product that is attainable and is, reasonable to expect you're going to get your favorite player. And at least the market has softened enough now, especially with this year's class. I mean, this year's class, you could have done anything. But, like last year, like with 23 class, they really could have used a Chronicles, because if you want to go out and try to get a Wemby card, yeah, you can just open like Dawn Ruffs or Hoops. But, people want some shine. People want like a little bit of variety other than just like a base version of a card. And this is the cheapest way to get it. The cheapest way to get it. Oh my god, another Tyrese Haliburton on the, I think it's called Performance. I forgot what it's called. Anyway, Anthony Edwards on the Essentials. Essentials is a pretty nice, again, very inexpensive. All right, kind of lost my train of thought there, but I keep getting a little distracted. Anyway, yeah, I'm not even reading these names anymore because it's the same things. Nice little Essentials LeBron there. That's cool. And a Faku. Yep, Faku goes in the discard pile. Yeah, but the point I was trying to say, because I kind of got thrown off track because things happened. You just cards, like, there's always going to be like a top tier of cards that kids simply aren't going to afford, right? There's investing involved. There's a lot of, it's largely just hype and speculation. Speculation is always going to be what's drives sales, and you need an option that is attainable to everybody. And I know Pokemon, especially, that's sort of a deal. And I don't want to speak out of turn here, but I mean, that's a big problem with Pokemon right now, is that it's just inaccessible. And at least the difference with sports cards is you can just make a set and just print it to the moon like this, and it'll satisfy, like even if, like, okay, kid can't like go buy like a Prism hobby box and go get his Wembanyama numbered Wembanyama rookie card that's worth like $2,000, right? That's not realistic. But what is realistic is buying a $20 box and almost guaranteed to get a Victor in some capacity, and then that's like that moment, and that's the spark that gets people into the hobby, right? So it's sad that they didn't have this. And I mean, it's not really too much else I had to say about the Steph Curry on the Crusade. That's pretty cool. Look at that. Steph's got a lot of hair in that photo. Goodness. All right, I can't even flip this down. All right, Killian Hayes also does not go in the pile. All right, cool. I'll keep the Steph there. So yeah, look, Chronicles has its place, and especially even for me right now, I'm like, hey, you know what? I don't want to risk not getting one. I want one to celebrate the Pacers making the finals, and I could count on this product to come through and at least delivering me even a 50-cent card of a player I want to see. Now, again, maybe there could have been a little bit. Now, I will say, there probably should have been maybe a little more variety in these boxes. And that is kind of why they're at the spot that they're at, where you can get these mega boxes for below $40 and certainly closer to 30. But yeah, there just needs to be an option. That's all. And I'm not saying that in like a just have that too. Just have that too. Of course, you can't like people who make the argument that I don't know, Haliburton on the playoffs. Like people who make the argument that, oh, you can't make money on sports cards and you can't have like a business. Like that's silly too. Like if there's people are gonna try to make money off of everything, right? And the least you could do, if it's gonna happen regardless, is moderate, let everybody have a chance at it, just in general. This is about a kid thing. Let everybody have a shot in general. They just mitigate the bots as much as you can and set limits so that people aren't necessarily going into lines and taking everything. But like, again, if something's going to be worth money, people are going to line up for it. That's just what it is. And if you want to get kids involved, this is about the kids, because I know people like lie all the time and say like, "Oh, it's about the kids," when they just want to make money. But I'm here to tell you that they can just do both. Both things can be true. And you can have your expensive sets and have these sets. You can just have both. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Oh, got a Haliburton here. Vassell and Rookies and Stars. Desmond Main. So we have not hit on any of our pure Chromium cards yet, as far as big rookies. So it's a bit of a bummer, but I mean, again, even if we got one, it would be like $5 at the most, maybe. I mean, I can't really even get too excited about even that. But I mean, I'll certainly take it. I'll be happy to see it. So poke on a line. Sadiq, Mr. Trae Young, Mitchell, and Maxey. Maxey on the marquee. And if I had to guess too, they probably didn't have Chronicles for a few reasons this year. I think the fact that they probably tried to use Phoenix as that set. As a lower end, it's still Chromium, but people didn't necessarily want it to be a whole set. But they couldn't put it in here if they didn't have it, so they just went ahead and made the set. I will say the market in general is in a spot where this year is not really. Again, they definitely should not do Chronicles this year. That is unnecessary. And I get taking a break from making a set like this just because it's so much. But I think the balance of it is if it's a very hyped class and you can already tell, and these things that always come out, like their year was essentially done. They had time to figure this out. You can decide like well in advance whether to make a nice Tyrese Haliburton on XR. You can decide well in advance if a class is good enough to deserve a Chronicles. And last year was it, and they just decided not to. I mean, and none of this really matters that much. But going forward, because they're about to lose less to Fanatics, but Fanatics should take note. Fanatics should actually have this in mind, that they need a set. They need a Chromium, like they need like a little bit of Chromium. It can be paper stock, but it can be a Chronicles like set. Like for this year with Cooper Flag, that's a pretty hype class. Things would sell out pretty quickly, generally, in a hot market. Maybe that's not what this is right now, but you don't know, and it probably warrants a Chronicle set this year and probably next year's class too. The current one we were just in does not. 24-25 did not warrant that. Not at all. So yeah, look, it is a balance. But I know Fanatics isn't hearing me because nobody's gonna take my words at their full value here with this. But just make a cheap set. Just make a cheap set that's readily available for the Goo Goo Gagas, like I was at one point. Just go in and get a rookie card of, well, okay, this is not a good example. What's this card? Okay, this is not a good pack for this example. Let me use another pack. But like I'm a okay, maybe this is also a bad example. Let's not use Luka. Okay, let's not use Luka. Okay, all right, enough. Come on, give me a card. Give me a good card for this. Okay, now they're just trolling me. Now they're just trolling me. Come on, give me a good. Okay, Isaac Okoro honors. I mean, people aren't going to necessarily care about Isaac Okoro. Okay, all right. Maybe I'm not going to get to make the point. Maybe I'm not going to get to make the point. You know, look, if you've been hearing this whole time, you know what I'm saying. Okay, perfect example. Height of the class, height of the whole boom. Do anything LaMelo was on fire. And if I just wanted to like, oh, I want Goo Gaga, I want a LaMelo Ball Ricky card. Now again, kids are, I mean, they're largely influenced by their parents and this sort of thing. So they're gonna probably know what good sets are and what bad sets are. But I mean, ultimately, look, I mean, the joy is finding like a rookie card of a player that you're growing up watching. Like that's your guy, you know. So like I would have been stoked to have just a LaMelo Ball rookie card in what 2007. I'd been like, oh, it's LaMelo, and no, it wouldn't have been worth anything, but it's about the experience. Such as LeBron, it's about the experience, and that creates bonds, you know, like it'll pay dividends down the road, because just like me, because I'm the perfect example of this. Whenever, and yeah, it was to an extent monetarily fueled, I won't lie, but I mean, if I had never collected cards in the first place, because I've always been a sports fan, if I never collected sports cards at all, then I would have never cared. I would have never cared to come back. I wouldn't have cared to go through my binders of all my like 2004 KG cards, or uh, my Ben Wallace's, or whatever card of the time, or like I wouldn't have cared. And yeah, like and maybe like I would have been cynical eventually and just like been hoarding boxes to wait a long time or whatever and never open anything. And I sometimes still do that. I do have stuff to hoard that I have hoarded. But you also look, you gotta open stuff. Like it's part of the experience. And I would have never have come back. I would have never come back to the hobby if I would have never showed up to it if I was never in it in the first place, or never cared at all. So just a lesson to be learned. Lesson to be learned. Chronicles or Chronicles like set is it's important. It's important to have it. It's important to have it. And Pokemon. Well, I guess maybe there's really nothing Pokemon can do, because people are just lose their minds. So maybe that's actually not. Maybe the Pokemon thing is actually not salvageable. But the sports card thing is. It really is, because this exists even at the height. Even because I remember exactly whenever these came out. These were available. And yeah, people still went and got them sometimes, but they were pretty available. They were pretty available. And that's really all you need. You just have to have you just have to have an option. All right, we got 3 packs left. I've been rambling here. This again, look, it's Chronicles, right? There's really not much to show other than just unless we hit something cool, which is very, very hard to do. It's very hard to do. Chronicles is just almost certainly all going to be this stuff. And that's okay. I don't need special XR. Well, finals bound. And like, I want to congratulate the Pacers again, because I feel like I've been a little cynical towards them whenever I was talking about it. It is a fantastic achievement that they have accomplished getting here. I do feel the team is not fully formed yet. And not that they were lucky to get here. That's not what I'm saying. But I do feel like they should be proud. Anyway, I was just saying, Pacers should be proud of that. Sorry for the little cutaway. It's the last pack, by the way. So, and it's probably not going to be anything in here, but you know what? You never know. So, all right, look at that. James Wiseman, Coro, and an Essentials of Maxi ended up. So, how do we do? Well, you know, okay, about what you'd expect. Nothing too crazy. Let's do a little recap real quick. Just a real quick one. So, Steph Curry, that's a cool card. I'll keep that down there. And some interesting LeBron cards. Again, there's really just not there's not much going on here. It's Chronicles. It's our big stack of the rookies, the don't get special treatment rookies. I mean, there's not really too much in here. Pretty much name a guy from the 2020 class that's okay to fringe all star, and he's in here. So, yep, I was gonna put those over here. Get a little paperweight going. All right. As for the good rookies, the elite tier rookies, this little maxi, a lot of ant in this rip. Of course, this is not what we were after, but nothing wrong with that. Just a nice mix of the guys you would expect. That's probably also one of the best cards in here. Oh, that is too. Let's put all those down here. So, okay. Oh, I put Kyrie List in here. Oh, that was Maxi. Whoops. Unless that just fell in there at some point. All right. And so for the Haliburton Hunt, the reason why we're here. All right, we have an XR. It's probably the best card in here that's not Ant. Nice little couple sets here. Yeah, so I mean, again, fun set. It has its purpose. The combined value of all of these cards is probably in the neighborhood of $5, maybe $1 a card. It's really there's not much to gain from these. And so yeah, this has been a successful Haliburton Hunt. So that's what we're after. And thank everybody for watching. This has been PT Cards, and I will see you guys next time.